We might just experience, well, one of the worst losses for a top 15 team I've seen in a while. I mean, BYU destroyed Kansas State. I mean, if you're going to consider, or was Michigan ranked in top 15 when they played Texas? Because that was a pretty bad loss too. But I know the Florida State Georgia Tech game you also could consider like a really bad loss, but Florida State didn't get wrecked though. Like this was a genuine horrible loss here. I mean, like I don't know how else to put it here. I don't know how Kansas State. I mean, they're just looking at these stats here. I think what killed him is Johnson's 2 interceptions here though. And that's I think those threw one pick six if I'm not mistaken here. What's crazy is they had that 95 yard 95 yard kick return, which was crazy. Like yeah, 3 turnovers, and that's what really hurt them here. If we look at Avery Johnson, like I said, look at it. His quarterback rating was a 45.1, below average. He's 15 for 28, while Drake Retzloff was a 66 on his QBR. That's not bad. As we can see though here on the win prediction, it shows the. And I remember watching this. I was like watching what we got. It was like 11:30. I was like, oh, this game's actually kind of close. So I turned it on right before the half. BYU scores, making or do they? Yeah, they lead in the half. Leading going to the half, 17-6. Then from there on, I remember the third quarter, BYU just dominated. And that's when they got up there. As you can see, that was crazy. It was what a crazy turn of events there. What does this now mean though for BYU though? Or not BYU and Kansas State though. Is Kansas State's playoff chances kind of messed up here? They might be, honestly. Because if I'm to look at my current playoff projection picture, ain't looking too good right now. Which I'm not gonna show. I'll show you the rankings as that'll be for another video. But here, right now, are my rankings from week 5 updated. I have Kansas State at least dropping 17 spot. I had them ranked number like 7, no 6. What were they? Let me check what they had them. I had them number 7. I don't because of the great win they had against Arizona, but BYU Arizona to them like they got. I don't know. So yeah, they just not. Avery Johnson just didn't look as impressive as I thought he would be in that game. I mean, they just couldn't. No. So BYU though. So BYU's actually not done bad this season. They start off with a good win against Southern Illinois, but one thing that sticks out to me is their win against SMU. Now, SMU, they won 18-15. Now you'd be like, okay, SMU, that's not that good of a win. In the grand scheme of things, though, this is an SMU team who has a really powerful offense, as they just put up 66 points on TCU this week, 66-42. And they held SMU to 15 points. But you come think about that, it's pretty good, actually. This BYU defense is pretty solid right now. And I think this is a scary BYU team who can be really a big threat into the Big 12. If you look here, Baylor, coming up to Baylor of Arizona, I think these are both wins. So do we have a top 15 matchup against Oklahoma State? We possibly might, because Oklahoma State has to play. Oklahoma State plays Kansas State now. So we'll really get it. So Kansas State loses, then they're out of the playoff race right there. And there's no way they're in it then. So that's what sucks for Kansas State is if they lose one more game, they're out. So what does this mean, though, for the Big 12? Well, if we go to Big 12 standings right now, we can obviously see now BYU is number 1. But right now, for that Big 12 playoff race, I think there could be a second Big 12 team in there. It's going to be predominantly SEC. But right now, though, it does look like it's Utah and possibly another team, which right now maybe BYU. But I also think Iowa State falls in that conversation too, and Oklahoma State. But Kansas State right now, I think you're out of those ranked teams right now, though, you're at the bottom of that conversation, though, for that Big 12 playoff appearance. Now, not the bottom of the Big 12, actually, but of the ranked teams right now. So, yeah, this is the worst or the biggest upset of the week, obviously. But, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on your thoughts on this game, and bye.